Hi. So I have this woman. I'm this Chinese woman, and she's pretty much what happens when you bring feminism to China, right? So let's check her out.
This Chinese woman is Shira 7 Pro Max, Sprinkle Sprinkle Final Boss. She is the perfect embodiment of never love a man, use a man. This is the story of Wendy Deng, small-town Chinese girl who barely spoke any English, climbed her way into the elite circle of billionaires. Wendy Deng is a very hardworking and ambitious girl from a very young age. It was the era of China's reform and opening up, and she knew that learning English was her ticket to a different future. Back then, Wendy only slept 4 hours per day. She dedicated the rest of her time into learning English. In 1987, at just 19 years old, she met an American couple, the Sherrys, while they were on a business trip visiting China. With their help, Wendy obtained a student visa and went to study in California. She lived with the Sherrys when she got there. Not long after, Mr. Sherry divorced his wife and married Wendy, who was 30 years his junior. The marriage lasted only 2 years and 7 months, just long enough for Wendy to secure a green card. Even after the divorce, they still remained on good terms, and Mr. Sherry even helped Wendy fund her education. After graduation, Wendy's ambitions didn't stop there. She set her eyes on MBA of Yale University. Around that time, she met another wealthy boyfriend, let's just call him Mr. Nobody. With his financial support, Wendy completed her degree at Yale. After graduating from Yale University, she dumped Mr. Nobody, because she was ready to move to Hong Kong to expand her career. While working at a Hong Kong TV station, Wendy impressed Rupert Murdoch during his business trip with her sharp professionalism. They began dating soon after. In 1999, just 17 days after Murdoch's divorce from his wife Anna was finalized, the 60-year-old billionaire married 30-year-old Wendy Deng on a yacht in New York Harbor. Murdoch didn't want any children with Wendy, but this is not a problem for the diva, because she used sperm he had frozen before undergoing chemotherapy, and gave birth to 2 daughters. She managed to secure a $1 billion trust fund for the girls. In 2013, Murdoch and Wendy divorced. Rumors were Wendy had an affair with former British Prime Minister Tony Blair and also with Putin. As part of the settlement, Wendy got a multi-million-dollar penthouse on the 5th Avenue in New York and a traditional courtyard house right next to the Forbidden City in Beijing. After the divorce, Wendy's life continued to thrive. She became a regular at the elite events like Met Gala, invested in art, tech, and media ventures, and maintained a high-profile social life. She switched her date between younger, handsome models and wealthy men. People who support her think she is an intelligent, hardworking, and ambitious woman who sees every opportunity. Starting with no connections, she used her own intelligence and courage to break into the world's top elites and build her own empire. And of course, there are many people criticizing her, saying her methods and morals remain highly controversial. Anyway, what do you think of this diva? Let me know in the comments section. This Chinese
This is the poison of feminism right here. Your intelligence and ambition. Or is it your body? Let's break this insanity down.
woman is Shira 7 Pro Max, Sprinkle Sprinkle Final Boss. She is the perfect embodiment of never love a man, use a man. This is the story.
You know, I find women funny, right? I find women funny. Never love a man, use a man. Yet women are the ones to complain about being used. And now I don't mind, right? If women say, you know what, it's you know, right back at them. But like oh, men use women, so and now women's turn to use men. But are you using the men that use women, or are you just using innocent men? That's the thing where I hate this argument, right? I hate this argument about what since men cheat on women, so women should cheat on men. But are you cheating on the men that cheats on women, or are you just cheating on faithful men? So you don't care about casualties. You don't care about hurting the innocent. That's the thing where it's like you are supposedly what, an anti-hero or a hero, but you're not killing the bad guys. You're just killing good guys or civilians, right? Because you're like, oh, you know what? Since the bad guys kill, I'm gonna go kill bad guys, but then you just kill random people. You're not really doing anything. So I just find women funny that it is okay for women to spout, oh, don't love a man, use a man. But do they support? This is why women's logic is never consistent, right? It's about consistency, right? I always point out the hypocrisy. It's not about hating women, even though I do hate feminism, but it's not about hating women. It's about pointing out the hypocrisy. So you love the thing, never love a man, use him. Can you switch it up? Never love a woman, use her. Never, right? Never love black people, use them. You can't so when you use their logic in any other categories, it's a no-no, right? But for them, it's a yes. That logic isn't based on a logical principle or a logical view. It's based on emotion. That's the hypocrisy there.
Story of Wendy Deng. Small-town Chinese girl who barely spoke any English climbed her way into the elite circle of billionaires. Wendy Deng is a very hardworking and ambitious girl from a very
Hardworking, ambitious, very hardworking, very ambitious. She's ambitious. She works hard, but very. It's like I think what she's done is like, okay, worked hard to learn English. We'll see, right?
young age. It was the era of China's reform and opening up, and she knew that learning English was her ticket to a different future. Back then, Wendy only slept 4 hours per day. She dedicated the rest of her time into learning English. In 1987, at just 19 years old, she met an American couple, the Sherrys, while they were on a business trip visiting China. With their help, Wendy obtained a student visa and went to study in California. She lived with the Sherrys when she got there. Not long after, Mr. Sherry divorced his wife and married.
You know, I find women funny because a lot of times when you listen to it, it seems like women hate women. Here's a woman you want to prop up, but she had no problem. I guarantee you, putting a wedge in this relationship. I guarantee you. I'm pretty sure his wife doesn't love this woman that much. Doesn't, support this woman like that. But it's okay, right? She's working hard. She's working hard. Wedge her way in a relationship, a marriage, to seduce a man. I said this, right? I'm holding that man accountable too, right? I'm not taking away accountability from that fool. I said this before, and we'll see throughout this video. Shows you, even if a man is rich, even if a man is smart, men's biggest weakness will always be women and lust. Will always be women and lust. A man that can control that weakness is a dangerous man. Okay? Not dangerous in like life-threatening dangerous, but you can't mess with that fucking man. You cannot mess with him. The weakest of men in this world are the men that you see their weakness. Women and lust. Those are the weakest men. Right? That are controlled by women and lust. Sherry, whatever, right? Her husband, well, that man is weak as shit. And okay, let's prop up this woman who, broke up a marriage. Great. Broke up a marriage to get her green card. She worked very hard. Worked very hard. Or did she just use what every woman, the ability that every fucking woman has? Her body. Right? Every woman has her body, right? Every woman has a body. Every woman has a hole. And she used the weakness that most men have, is lust. Doesn't seem like it's all that hard of a work, right? It doesn't seem that it's all that hard. Right? She's ambitious. She's ambitious. But it's just like you might as well say the OF models work very hard. Selling your body is not it's the low hanging fruit.
Married Wendy, who was 30 years his junior. The marriage lasted only 2 years and 7 months, just long enough for Wendy to secure a green card. Even after the divorce, they still remain on good terms, and Mr. Sherry,
because, she got what she wanted, but she probably, the man was probably still, in love with her or, foolish to her. So
even helped Wendy fund her education. After graduation, Wendy
helped her fund her education. Did she work hard? Or did she use the ability that all women have. The weakness of men, thanks to her body, thanks to her feminine wiles, right? Using that body, you can get men to do a lot of stupid shit. This is, you know what? I give women props, right? This is where, you hold the men accountable, okay? And I don't. This is why I've said this before, where I don't, I don't hold women as gold diggers in a bad light, right? If men are stupid enough, you use them. It is what it is, right? At the end of the day, why wouldn't you um take advantage of a situation that you can take advantage of? This is something where it's part of human experience, right? Part of human reality. That's why, like, you know, you can name anything, right? If a human being, like, let's say the wealthy, right? Let's say the wealthy can take advantage of a tax loophole that the government has. Am I gonna get mad at the wealthy for doing that? No, no. I will blame the government, right? Because you are stupid. You are stupid. You put that loophole, right? And they took advantage of it. You gave them the opportunity to take advantage of. So you can't blame people for taking advantage of something you put a loophole for. So I don't blame women for taking advantage of stupid men. It is, I mean, it's not fair. It's not great, but the world's unfair. I live by that, right? I know it. The world is unfair. So if you are stupid enough to be taken advantage of, it is what it is. But I also hold that true for women as well, right? If a man took advantage of your body, and legally, right, in the West and shit like that, nothing like forceful or shit like that, then you are to blame. My logic is consistent. That's why, in my opinion, it's logical, right? It's about accountability. If you got taken advantage by a man by your own free will, right? It's like no one forced you, then you're to blame. You're to blame. If you got into a relationship, right, by your own free will, and he became abusive, whatever, well, at the end of the day, no one controlled you. No one told you to do what you're doing. So he took advantage of what you allowed him to do, right? It is what it is. Right? The world is unfair. So she took advantage of an idiot. Good for her. But again, smart or pretty much the low hanging fruit for women. It's not like rocket science to take advantage of, lustful men. It's not rocket science. And take advantage of men to pay for her higher education. Okay, great. Now I guess she has the education to back up her smarts.
Ambitious didn't stop there. She set her eyes on MBA of Yale University. Around that time, she met another wealthy boyfriend, let's just call him Mr. Nobody. With his financial support, Wendy completed her degree at Yale. After graduating from Yale University, she dumped Mr. Nobody, because she was ready to move to Hong Kong to expand her career. While working at a Hong Kong TV station, Wendy impressed Rupert Murdoch during his business trip with her sharp professionalism. They began dating soon after.
Impressed him with her sharp professionalism. Women are so disingenuous. I give women prop for, being able to manipulate stupid wealthy men. I'll give women props. But it's disingenuous to say that, oh, this younger woman impressed this ugly old ass billionaire with her sharp professionalism. Yeah, I doubt that. The weakness of a lot of white older men or white men in general is an Asian woman. It's an Asian woman. Now add on that she's younger. I guarantee you she was aggressive to let him tap it. So sharp professionalism, really? Let's be honest. Right? Let's be honest. This is this is feminism for you. Because it's funny, right? Before feminism, the objectification of women as sexual objects, using women for their body. Now, women's freedom, they will use their bodies They will objectify themselves. They will sexualize themselves to still get results. Feminism still leads you to same ending results before feminism. The freedom of women to now use their body how they want, and they still use it like before as a tool to manipulate weak, wealthy men, or just weak men. Let's just say weak men. If they're wealthy, great, but weak men, right? They were doing that before. They were doing that before. So amazing of feminism right there.
1999, just 17 days after Murdoch's divorce from his wife Anna was finalized, the 60-year-old billionaire married 30-year-old Wendy Deng.
Yeah, get in between another marriage. This is the thing. I give her props. She's opportunistic. She's very ambitious. She sees her golden tickets, the green card, the other wealthy billionaire, I guess, and now definitely Murdoch. Bo is like, I'm pretty sure his family is like behind the scenes in this country, right? So, yeah, she is ambitious. No man can sell his body to get to this level, right? Only women can.
On a yacht in New York Harbor. Murdoch didn't want any children with Wendy, but this is not a problem for the diva because she used sperm he had frozen before undergoing chemotherapy. And
she is ambitious. She purposely got impregnated by using his frozen sperm. Woman is not, again, I'm not saying that she's stupid. She's not. But again, for a woman, that's come standard. Manipulating of men, standard. What woman doesn't know how to do that? It's standard in women, right? Now, less morality you have, the easier it is. But to use your body, to use your body, your womb, your youth, that's all women can do that, right? It's just depending on your moralities, your standards. She probably lacked any. Money was her money was her goal, right? That's her ambition, right? Lock it in, like birth of 2 children under that lineage, the Murdochs. Ooh.
gave birth to 2 daughters, she managed to secure a $1 billion trust fund for the girls. In 2013, Murdoch and Wendy divorced. Rumors were Wendy had an affair with former British Prime Minister Tony Blair and also with Putin. As part of the settlement, Wendy got a multi-million-dollar penthouse on the...
Like I said, right? This whole video shows you, again, it's another evidence of what I said. Men's biggest weakness is women and lust. And in all honesty, doesn't have to be that good looking of women, right? This is why I find it disingenuous when lesser attractive women, okay, complain that they can't get men. It's your sense of morality, right? It's your sense of morality. How low would you go? How low would you go for a man? For your ambitions, okay? Because men are weak. Men are weak, right? Again, when it comes to women and lust, men are weak. They are, okay? If you can give that throat, that body, it don't matter. They will take it. Men in general don't reject sex. They don't. The smarter women knows that, right? Again, they use their wow. I doubt this woman used her degree, right? Her Yale degree. No, she didn't use no. She used. I guarantee she used Yale as a prestigious way to enter higher class, circles. Yale, Stanford, right? That is a way for you to enter higher class, circles.
Fifth Avenue in New York, and a traditional courtyard house right next to the Forbidden City in Beijing. After the divorce, Wendy's life continued to thrive. She became a regular at the elite events like Met Gala, invested in art, tech, and media ventures, and maintained a high-profile social life. She switched her date between younger, handsome
Yeah, because now she become the sugar mama. She's what, millionaire, if not billionaire? Thanks to fucking older white men. Okay, now you have the money. You can pay for younger men.
models and wealthy men. People who support her think she is an intelligent, hardworking, and ambitious.
I'm not saying she's stupid, okay? But the IQ level needed to sell your body isn't high. Right? Now, she used her body wisely. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. Having sex with wealthy men, I'll give her that. Having sex with men, you get your green card. Having sex with men that are wealthy, powerful men, I'll give you that. That's not a stupid shit, right? That's not stupid. But selling your body, yeah. Here's my thing, right? Better looking women can do that. They probably don't have the lack of morality to do that. Okay? But plenty of women do. So I wouldn't call that intelligence. I call it basic women thinking. Right? It's basic, very basic. It's honestly, use your body does not require a high IQ.
Woman who sees every opportunity. Starting with no connections, she used her own intelligence and courage to
No connection, using her intelligence and courage. Again, such disingenuous. I would say she used her body and her lack of morality to break into whatever, right? She used her body and lack of morality to get where she's gotten. All the credit to her, right? Using the weakness of stupid men, okay. Well, stupid wealthy men, okay. Definitely not stupid, right? I'm not calling her stupid, but hard pressed to call her intelligent. Okay, it's basic. There he is.
break into the world's top elites and build her own empire. And of course, there are many people criticizing her, saying her methods and morals remain highly controversial. Anyway, what do you think of this diva? Let me know in the comment section.
Funny you gloss over that. This is what feminists want to portray, right? She's a powerful woman now, right? But still, her power is thanks to her body, which comes standard on all women. This woman could do it too, right? She could give her body to plenty of multimillionaires. Go ahead. You probably lack values of yourself. I think a lot of feminists do. But this is what feminists want to portray. Great. This is why I see this where more and more women nowadays lack any sense of morality. Right? And this is why I believe, the death of love is thanks to women. Right? The death of love is thanks to women. The rise of superficiality, thanks to women. Feminism for you, right? That is feminism for you. Amazing, ain't it?
What is like living in a matriarchal society? Well, they do exist in China. They're the Mosul tribe, China's last and only surviving matriarchal society. They live by the Erhai Lake in Yunnan, the very southwestern part of China. In their culture, children take their mother's last name. Woman is the head of the household. Daughters are often more welcomed than the sons. And traditional marriage doesn't exist here. Instead, they practice what is called a walking marriage, a one-on-one partnership formed by mutual consent. Children born from these relationships stay with the mother's family and are raised there. Men and women maintain separate households and do not live together. A man may stay overnight at a woman's home, but he must leave before the sunrise. The partnership is based on love and affection with no legal or financial ties, allowing both partners to end the relationship easily. In this tribe, domestic violence and mother-in-law conflicts do not exist. Others can still be actively involved in their children's lives and are not absent. Children are usually raised by the entire family, surrounded by love and warmth. And this is their sacred Gemu mountain named after their goddess, because the Mosuo people believe that everything cherished by humanity originates from a woman, not a man. What is like
Sounds amazing, right? I mean, like, I was like, wow, that's interesting, right? I mean, like, it must be a flourishing country, must be flourishing tribe and stuff, right? I mean, like, God, I was like, wow, I can give you credit. So I wanted to, it's like, wow, is there anything bad about it? Right? What's going on, right? So I wanted to hear. So what's the cons, right? The cons of the Mosu culture, often romanticized, which she was romanticizing, include challenge from tourism exploitation, cultural commodification, inappropriate behavior, internal cultural erosion, younger generation leaving, traditions fading, environmental stress, pollution after pollution affecting water, and internal social dynamics like potential psychosocial stress on men due to lack of traditional patriarchal roles and challenges for women navigating new economic pressures. Hmm. Interesting that such an amazing tribe that the younger generation wants to leave. I thought that was interesting. This is the insanity of feminism. You want to promote a matriarchal? Okay, how's that? How's that nation going? How's that tribe going? Seems like it ain't perfect, just like every fucking else. I mean, like, um, it's now like what is it like? Tourism can create an illusion of feminist utopia, misrepresenting complex tradition and creating stereotypes. Look at that. Cultures becomes a product, leading to inauthentic performances and commodification of sacred practices. Let's see. I mean, you guys could read it, right? Some houses become wealthy from tourism while others struggle. Okay, ain't that something? Okay. Erosion of tradition, increased outside influence, and modernization led to young people adopting outside norms. You would think a feminist utopia. Why would young people want to adopt outside norms? Isn't that weird? Threatening traditional knowledge transfer. I don't think it's weird, right? Shifting gender roles. While women lead, men face pressures as they earn money outside farming, alternating traditional dynamics, potentially creating new stresses. No surprise that a feminist utopia, men don't really like there, right? So probably has a small population of men, and the population of men that are there aren't happy. Okay. Psychosocial stress. Men, while women often experience less stress in matrilineal system, men in such societies may face unique psychosocial challenges related to their traditional role. Ain't that something? Men don't like that shit. Lack of paternal support. In traditional walking marriages, fathers don't provide direct economic support for children, shifting all childcare burdens to the mothers. What's the difference? Right? So all the burdens are still on women. Ain't that something? A feminist utopia, and women still do the same shit. Right? Women still do the same stuff. They take care of the kids fully. Because you have all the power, right? You go for it. The vulnerability of men. Some research suggests in matrilineal societies might face health disparities. possibly due to social factors, though this is complex. Okay. While empowering in many ways, the Mosu system isn't a perfect utopia. It's a complex system society facing real pressure. Hmm. Ain't that something? Seems like a matriarchal society, not that great. And if it's so great, why is it only one or very few places that can sustain it? And seems like it's dying out. Seems like it's dying out. While patriarchal societies is still thriving and there's no sign of dying out. Ain't that something? Feminism makes women stupid. Right? Makes women delusional. Makes women hypocrites. And I've shown it throughout this video. If you could see it, if you could dissect what I said, I've pretty much shown you the delusion thanks to feminism, the hypocrisies thanks to feminism, the lack of IQ thanks to feminism. So, what do you guys think?